Rhonda, this is a very beautiful restaurant. Please tell us, how did it all get started?
Oh, thank you, Lisa. It took a lot of hard work and determination. Doug and I met about 10 years ago, and when we first met, we talked about how it'd be so awesome to open up our own restaurant and to be able to put our own ideas and love into the cuisine. And so about 4 years ago, we started working on a plan. We found this location, we put a lot of painting, pretty decor, and of course a really awesome menu together, and opened up July 1st of this last year.
And do you make your bread and desserts in-house?
We do, actually. We make a house focaccia daily. It is what is served with all of the entrees. It's just like 7 simple ingredients, and that we usually top it off with Kalamata olives and a little bit of sea salt.
So when it comes out of the oven, the first thing you want to do is just cut it in half. Press that on the plate. Now to make your bruschetta mix, you need some fresh tomatoes, some garlic, olive oil, and a couple pieces of basil. The easiest way to cut the basil is put them together and then roll them up. Make nice cuts. And then you want some salt and pepper. Cracked pepper. Mix thoroughly. You just want to top your bread with the mixture. So, extra olive oil. Want to drizzle some balsamic on it. The other way. And top it off with some fresh leaves of basil.
Our desserts are also made in-house. We've done everything from cannolis, 3-layer cakes, tiramisu, and recently Doug has started to do gelato, which is delicious for the summer.
And you have a holiday dinner menu on occasion. I've seen one for Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, Easter, just to name a few. Tell us about that. Have those events been successful?
They've been very successful, Lisa, and they've all been different menus. Doug comes up with what he feels will work for that holiday. We usually run 3 or 4 different items that are not even on our current menu. He does fun things like crispels, which is like a rolled crepe stuffed with meat, many delicious items.
And do you host special events at this restaurant?
We do, actually. We just a few weeks back did a wedding rehearsal, and so we had a group of about 16 in here celebrating their special weekend. During December, we had all kinds of Christmas events, and in fact, one of the events they brought in live music, which was really fun to have in this venue.
Let's talk about the customer experience. What can your customers expect to experience the first time they dine at La Spiaggia?
Just to be transported and to feel like they're in a little space in Italy. Our whole idea was for people to feel comfortable sitting with the people that they love and enjoying a 2 or 3 hour dinner talking about their experience and their love for food.
And our viewers at home watching on Coast Cable, Channel 68, what can they experience visually when watching Amo La Spiaggia?
Well, they're definitely going to learn some cool tricks in the kitchen because Doug knows all kinds of cool things to do back there. They'll get to see some of the items that we have on our current menu, and hopefully they'll look so delicious that everyone's going to want to come in to try them for themselves.
I'm a huge fan of your brandied cherries that are made in-house. I've tried them in your Black Forest cake and also as a garnish in your sangria. Now let's talk about your sangria. It was a featured drink of the month. Tell us about your drink of the month.
Well, we have done different variations of sangria and donated to different charities in the area, including things like North Beach Paws and Ocean Shores Food Banks. Our sangria, the fun thing is that you can use red or white wine. You can add any seasonal fruits, different seasonings, whatever sounds delicious for that moment.
cherries in it. Can't wait to give it a taste. Oh, Rhonda, that's fabulous.
Thank you.
Good job. We are now back in the kitchen with Chef Doug to introduce the Culinary Corner portion of this show. Doug will teach us his tips and tricks so that our viewers at home can recreate his recipes in the comfort of their own kitchen. Doug, I see that you grabbed a few of your go-to knives for this kitchen. Please tell us, how do you care for your knives?
Well, Lisa, the first step is to pick the right knife for the right job. And I'll go over each knife and their main functions. The first knife you have is a chef's knife. They call it chef's knife because this is the knife most chefs prefer. It's your all-purpose knife. It slices, dices, chops, cuts, does it all. Dice this one up. This is a slice. Slice. The next knife is a serrated knife. This is for soft vegetables and bread. It doesn't really need to be sharpened because it's serrated. The next knife I have for you is a boning knife. And this is what a lot of chefs use to debone chickens, fish, etc., where you have to make really small cuts and make intricate cuts. This is a knife you want to use for that. This is my favorite. It's a 6-inch paring knife. I use it for everything. It's kind of a nice medium between a paring knife and a chef's knife. This is a paring knife. It's for making small cuts on small fruits and vegetables, peeling, cutting small vegetables, easy to control, very useful. And then this is probably a knife that not a lot of people have seen. It's called a tournée knife. And it's for making 7-sided barrel-shaped objects with. It's kind of good pair of kitchen shears. This is good for cutting things, cutting bones in half, things you wouldn't usually use a knife for.
Now, Doug, tell us a little bit about knife safety.
I love Lisa. The first thing you should know is to always carry your knife at your side. Never run, and make sure that when you're carrying a knife, there's no obstacles in the way. The second tip I have for you guys is to make sure your knives are sharpened at least once a week. Keep them nice and sharp. That way you won't get very many cuts because you'll cut yourself with more of a dull knife than a sharp knife. And then the third tip I have, keep them in a separate place as your other utensils. You don't want to be looking through drawers and then cutting yourself.
Do you ever put your knives in the dishwasher?
Never. That'll immediately dull your knife.
All right, Doug, let's talk about the claw. How do we keep our fingers safe when using sharp knives?
Let me see the knife and I'll show you. Always handle your knife like this, using your thumb and forefinger, and then gripping it with your other 3 fingers. When you go to cut, keep your hands in, so that when you're cutting, you don't cut your fingers off.
Please show us how to properly sharpen a knife.
I'd love to. The first thing you need to get is a nice knife sharpener. This one costs about 20 bucks. Not too expensive, but it should have 2, a coarse and a fine. And the way you use this knife sharpener is you place it flat on the table. You take your knife, you start with the coarse, and you pull it towards you. A couple times. Now I'm going to switch to the fine.
Now, how important is it for our viewers to use a meat thermometer?
It's very important, especially when cooking proteins. For instance, if you're cooking a steak and you're looking for medium rare, you want to tip it at about 130 and take it off. But if you don't use a meat thermometer, you could overcook it. It may be medium well to well done. It's very hard to tell, but using a meat thermometer is a sure way of finding out.
And your chicken breasts, they come out perfect. They're not rubbery at all. What is your trick?
I take it out right when the thermometer hits 165. About to hit it.
Today we're going to be making the shrimp scampi. First thing you do is you turn on your heat. You want to warm your pan up, it's very important. Pan heats up, a little olive oil. We're going to add, so when we do this dish, we're going to do red onions, garlic, butter, roasted garlic, tomato, parsley, white wine, lemon juice, and prawns. Start with the red onion. And you will get these going for about 30 seconds before you add anything else. Garlic. You got that in, you're going to add a pinch of red pepper flakes and your prawns. Salt and pepper the prawns. Add your roasted garlic. Good toss. Then you're going to add your white wine. And that basically just deglazes the pan. And you're going to add your tomatoes. Your butter. Once the butter melts, then you can add your pasta. Add your pasta. And some lemon juice. Give it a good toss. And plate. And then you garnish with some parsley and a lemon pinch. And there you go, shrimp scampi pasta.
We'd like to thank you for joining us at La Spiaggia today. I would like to introduce our special guest. This is Heidi West. Heidi West and I have known each other since high school, which was just a few years ago, right, Heidi?
Right, yeah, not very long ago.
She and her husband live here in Ocean Shores. She is the marketing director at Timberland Bank, and I think she loves everything about this community as much as I do.
Yeah, thanks for having me today, Rhonda. It's good to be here. And yeah, we've been in the Ocean Shores community since about November 2019. So yeah, we love it here, especially this time of year. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
So I encourage people to come out. And yeah, so thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, today Chef Doug has made some very delicious food. We get to try the bruschetta, which is one of my favorites, and then also the scampi prawns. So well, let's dig in.
All right.
Wow, look at all those fresh tomatoes,
Yeah.
basil. All right,
we
can't wait to
go.
try it. That is amazing.
It's so fresh. It's really fresh, tasty.
That's what I love about that is all the just fresh, simple ingredients. You know? And then this is amazing scampi prawns. Yeah,
my
check
goodness.
out how delicious this is gonna be.
Those prawns, those are so big. They look good.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Always so fresh. I bet everybody at home would like to try a bite
Yeah,
of
I
this
know,
right
yeah.
now. You have to come in and try it.
How often do you change out your menu?
We change out seasonally, so about every 3 months. And we're about to roll out a new summer menu soon. So, some fresh salads and a little bit lighter pasta dishes for the summer. You know, things that you kind of think of. Saluti!